Welcome to Stitches and Sundries. This is a podcast about cross stitch and stitchy goodness. This is Flosstube episode number 79. I have literally no clue. And I have a kitty cat sitting right here who's very skittish. She is very anxious, so she will be wandering around. Just a little tail. In and out, being very anxious about being down in the basement. So we're just going to deal with that throughout. I don't know if you could hear her. I don't know if she'll pick up on mic. She's pretty quiet. My name's Lauren. You can find me on Instagram at Lauren Up Stitching, blah, blah, blah. Both my cats are down here today. And Sarah's cat Beast, my sister's cat Beast, is down here. And she's getting more comfortable being down in the basement. It used to be an unfinished space. And she wasn't allowed down here because it was like wet and like dirty. And we have a lot of flooding issues in our basement. We finally got that taken care of, and we finished it several years ago. And it is still like ingrained in her that she's not supposed to be down here. And so she's very skittish about being down here. And so there's a lot of anxiety. We have to give lots of pets to make everything better. So, just a tail. She's happy though. All right, so cats aside, let me think here. What has been going on? It's been a month since I last recorded, and I got a ton of stitching done. Very pleased with that. Let me think if anything else has happened. Okay, I am going to have a haul at the end of this video because we went down to Charleston, West Virginia and went to the Village Sampler. It was super awesome. They were getting ready to go down to the Nashville market, so they were doing a bunch of promotions and stuff because of that. And it was just nice to talk to everybody, and I got fabric. I got some other like supplies, but nothing special. But I did get fabric. Bye. We're going. I did get fabric, so I'm going to show off fabric that I got while I was down there. And what else did we do? It was my mom's birthday. She was a leap year baby, so it was her actual real birthday this year. She would have been 72. Unfortunately, she's passed, so we don't have her with us. But I did do some sentimental stitching, which I'll get to. And other than that, work has just been trying to grind me into the ground this, I'm going to call it quarter. I'm really desperately hoping that once we get past this quarter, we'll be good. But we'll see. And I'm growing my hair out for the 5th time. I don't know why I'm doing this. Well, I do, because I'm tired. I'm ready for a change. But it's such a long process, and I hate this like middle moment. But it's going to get worse before it gets better. And I always end up going back to my buzz cut. Like, I've grown my hair out a couple times since I started buzzing my hair. Because that's the only way to change. Like, when I had long hair, the way to change it was just a different style. But the only way to change a buzz cut, really, is to start growing it out. But I really like my buzz cut, so I always tend to end up back there. But I go through phases. Maybe I have threatened to, like, shave the sides, get a mohawk, and do the sides cheetah print. My boss was like, I mean, if you think that won't impact your what do you say? If you think that won't impact the seriousness of your meetings, like, go ahead. So I have today, talking about cross stitch, I have 2 finishes, 3 new starts. You might hear that too. If you can hear the little chirping cat, she's anxious and she's sitting out there, but it's better to leave the door open so she can come in here. What did I say? 2 finishes, 3 new starts, and that's a new start, and 3 whips. Hey, that's not bad. I don't really prepare for this. I just chuck everything in a bag and then look at what I got. I keep all my bags in it was an old dental cabinet that my sister refinished. and it's my cross stitch cabinet. So it's got all my floss and all my notions and project bags and hoops and everything in it. And so I just empty the drawers of bags and then look through what I've actually worked on. And this, here, I put a picture in. This Dusty Rose is one of the reasons all my project bags are covered in fur. That's her in the drawer with some of my project bags. All right, so it's enough to talk about cats. We're going to talk about cats a lot, I feel. Let's go on to finishes. So, got a couple of finishes here in my patented storage system. Come here. You can come up here. You can come up here and I won't touch you too much. Come here. She's going to bump the table a lot, I feel. Come here. Nope. Anxiety. She has anxiety collars and anxiety gummies, and it doesn't help at all. So, this is Beggar's Christmas by Threadwork Primitives. Oh, let's do a double check. It was Threadwork Primitives. I know all these, but I do like 2 with similar names, and it is complete. I stitched this on 28 count Vintage Smokey White from Zweigart, and I did the called for threads, and it turned out super good. It's not up there now. Oh yeah, it is. Actually, it needs to go out for spring. Right above me, out of frame here, is its St. Patrick's Day equivalent that I just did generically for spring, not St. Patrick's Day. And I'm going to try and frame this very similarly. I'm going to try and do a deep wooden frame, like one with the concave. There it is. There it is. That is Beggar's Luck, and I'm going to try to do a similar frame because I did them on similar fabric, not the exact same fabric, but similar. So, yeah, super cute. She's got a couple more of these. My sister really, really liked this one, and she picked it out for me as a Christmas start. But I don't know if I'll do the whole set. Maybe eventually, but yeah. Super cute. I love that little crow. I love crows of all varieties. So that one is done. It's just waiting to be framed. I've got a couple things like on the list to be like actually finished up. A couple framings, a couple other things that need done. And I don't know if I showed this before, but I make pages in my project journal for all my things, and this is my page for Beggar's Luck. So it's got poinsettias and Christmas music and these awesome bulbs that I made. They're like 3D. This ribbon. Super cute. That one ended up pretty good. Not all my pages end up that good. I'm still learning how to like junk journal type stuff, but I think that one came out okay. My next finish, talking about pages, was Year of Cryptids by Sprouting Lupine. And this was this is a map of West Virginia with Point Pleasant circled for Mothman. Year of Cryptids Mothman, and the back happened to have this on the back cover of a notebook or something. So there's Mothman, and that's the date he was first seen. So that one turned out pretty good. This is by Stitch Crypt. It is a pattern that was on their Patreon. I believe you had to get it in the month of January, and once the month has passed, you can't get it anymore. I believe her plan is to do 12, and then after the end of the year, release them to the public. Like once Patreons have had a chance to stitch on them. I finished up Mothman. And there he is. And he turned out amazing. I was a little worried about him on this fabric, but I should not have been. He glows so good on this fabric. And yeah, he turned out great. I have plans to finish him as like bunting. I'm gonna try. My sister said she would help me make a test for, and I'll show you why, a test for how we're gonna do it out of some scrap fabric. So yeah, he's ready to go. He's beautiful. This only took me like 4 evenings. They're nice little smalls. This is stitched on 32 count R&R Reproductions Ink Spot Black. And I have quite a lot of like these weird sizes. Like this one is very long. I bought some remnants from my local shop, and so I can definitely get another one on down here. And I already know, she also released Fresno Nightcrawler. So she released Fresno Nightcrawler to the public. It was an old pattern that she re-released as the 13th. So you could just add it right in if you're getting all the other ones. I really like this one. I don't like the owl. I might not do the owl just because as a one-off, it made sense for how she designed it. She designed it as a one-off, and it was like creepy things I love, right? Totally made sense. To put it in with everybody else, I don't think the owl makes a ton of sense. Or it's just not the vibe I'm going for. Made sense at the time. So I'm going to take the owl out, I think, and probably do it on this dark fabric because the white creature will really shine. I was like, what is that? And it's a chalk mark for where the center of the thing is. I must have been planning to start it already. So yeah, I'm going to do Fresno Nightcrawler. And the rest of the Year of Cryptids. So that one is ready to go, ready to be finished up. But I probably won't finish it until I get the other one stitched on the other half of this weird long sheet of fabric. I'm really enjoying, I've joined a couple Patreons and Stitchy Patreons, Night Spirit Studios and Stitch Crypt, and I'm looking at a couple others. I'm trying to decide another one if I want to do. That's a really fun way to, and you get to interact right with the creator and everything. You know, it's like Instagram on steroids because there's a much smaller group of you, and you're paying money for attention. But hey, it's really nice. I'm enjoying that a lot. Whips. All right, let's just go straight into it. My next, it's not a whip, it's a new start technically, but it makes sense to go right into it. Is February's Cryptid, which is Flatwoods Monster. So, oh no, this is a whip. This is not a new start. I showed you Flatwoods Monster. So I am almost done. Flatwoods Monster. I have the creature completely done. There's a little bit of like more of this like tendrily foggy stuff and the bottom of the frame, and then I'm done. So I'm probably going to finish this up today. This is my plan to work on today. So this one is almost done. I'm loving it on this fabric. This is 32 count unknown linen from the remnants bin, as you can see. But I think I can get 2 on here. It's going to be tight. Like, it is going to be, like, they will overlap a little bit on the bottom, but it is going to be tight width-wise. And that's one of the reasons I need Sarah to do some samples. Because to make sure it can fit, I made myself a template. I made myself a template of how big. So this is going to be, and I think I'm actually going to do this a little bigger. But this would be like for hemming, for the little loop to get the string in, you know, yada yada. And I can, you can see on the back here, you can see my line, I can get 2 of those on here. It's tight. So before I put a second one on here and like sacrifice this fabric, because this is all I got of this gray. I can definitely find more, don't get me wrong, but I'm trying to use up scrappies. And so this, I want to get 2 out of this. So my template had better freaking work, right? So keep your fingers crossed for me. The other one that I want to put down here is March's release, which is Nessie. And I think the gray and the blue, turn it right side up. I think the gray and the blue will look really pretty. Really nice together, and it'll pop. There's also a lot of like areas where the water is supposed to be foaming, and I don't think if you put this black behind it, this kind of dark gray, I don't think I don't think you'll get that water feel. So yeah, so I am working my way through these. I'm having a lot of fun. They're very cute patterns. And yeah, I've got an interesting finish idea, which is always motivating. So yeah, that whole set is by Stitch Crypt. It's on her Patreon. Like I said, you've kind of already missed Mothman and Flatwoods. But she's definitely going to be releasing them in the future publicly. The page for this one's not that great, but I did have a cool Flatwoods monster sticker and like an alien machine. Look pretty good. The back is just, oh, and I had this awesome, if you can see, awesome Cryptid washi tape. On the back, everything comes from Flatwoods monster. And this hot green, really liked. All right. So, what else have I got? Let's do whips. I've got 2 new starts still. All right. This is CryptoNaturalist Sampler. I'll put it up. CryptoNaturalist Sampler by Screaming Heart Designs. I've been stitching this for over a year. You'd think I'd know by now. Yep. And this is where I was. And I am doing it. I am getting there. This is where I'm at. So, I have added this area over here. I finished this border. So now it'll go into the corner. Added all this corner work. Added a big chunk of this black fill in. Trying not to do, like, this is actually pretty easy stitching. It's just fill in, right? But I do not want to do all this border all at once. So I'm starting down here so I can start across, do a little, start across, do a little, start across. You know, so on and so forth. I'm at 77% on this. That's the bottom, right? One more stitch down from this green is the bottom of the piece. I'm so close. So close. I cannot wait. 77%. I've got about 5,000 stitches left. 5,000 stitches is so doable, guys. It's so, like, that's nothing. That's nothing. So yeah. So this is coming along really nicely. My goal of getting this finished this year, I want to get this and Tea Time, which I haven't even worked on yet this year, but I want to get both those done this year. I'm concentrating on this and another piece I'll show here in a second. And yeah. I also love, this is stitched on 28 count Crystal Highlands from Picture This Plus. And I love how even with all this like full coverage stitching, the glitter is still showing through a little bit. Like every bit of this glitters a little bit. And I freaking love that. You can kind of see it popping through a little bit. Anyway, loving this. It's a beautiful piece. I'm excited to get it done. And this is definitely, I think I did like 4 or 5 days on this in the month of February, which is, doesn't seem like a lot, but they were like big days, like 600 stitches at a time. Like, good stuff. All right. Next whip I have is This is Dungeon Master by StitchItPicasso. This is the piece that I'm taking to work mostly. And this is where I was. And this is where I have ended up. So filling in a lot of the dice, doing a lot over here. This tan is going to get annoying because it is all the way around. All the way down at the bottom. That's a lot. Started outlining the book. Even got some of the wording in. So, I mean, pretty significant progress considering I'm working on this at like 100 stitches at a time. Like that's usually what I can get in on a day. Now, like the other day I had meetings all day and they were like sit on a Zoom call muted meetings, and I just put this in the hoop for a good chunk of the day, and I got like 300 stitches in, but not bad at all. It's coming along. I am at like 40%, I think. I think I only have like 4,600 stitches because it's full coverage. It's a little more than it looks, but yeah, it's coming along nicely. I am learning this specific kind of full coverage where you're changing colors a lot. Like I Want to Believe, it was like big swaths of color, and so you didn't have the like this. I don't know if it's because there are a lot of straight lines joining. I was having trouble at first getting all my stitches to not have a break. And I found that just like consistently, no matter what, I tend to be like an efficient stitcher, but no matter what, always making your top leg go bottom hole to top, like, you know, right to left or left to right, whatever your top leg is, but always start at the bottom hole, go to the top hole consistently, which I know is like good stitching technique, but like who cares about that, right? That has made everything line up nicely. Like it's just, it continues neatly. When I have two kind of straight lines joining, they just kind of merge together. So I tend to be, like I said, an efficiency stitcher. Like what's the shortest path to the next stitch? So, you know, what hole I'm going in now, as long as my legs are all going the same way, who cares? But it's helped with making this look really smooth. So yeah, looking beautiful. I think also 2 strands on 18 count is quite a full packed stitch. And so that is working against me a little bit. So I needed that extra, bit of neatness. Yeah, I ordered these hoops because I knew I needed to frame. I'm going to do a set of these. So I knew I needed framing hoops. And I only have one small hoop left. And I have a bunch of smalls going right now. And I ordered the wrong size. But this is actually a really good size to stitch this sucker on. So I like these hoops. These are just on Amazon. They're just like for finishing, really. But I like them as stitching hoops. They keep everything really nice and taut. No, don't get zipped in. There we go. And so I'll just leave this at work through the week anymore. Unless I know I'm going somewhere. I just leave it there. And this, I think I've showed this page before, but I love it. So I'm going to show it again. So this is a map from literally our Pathfinder campaign. And a little potion sticker. And on the back is a page from an old D&D comic. They used to make comics for Dungeons and Dragons. It's got a skelly guy, and a rat monster, and a castle. That one turned out really good. So, that was a good one. Alright. Last whip. This is Make Today Magical by Tiny Modernist. It was a year-long sal that just finished, so now the whole thing is out. And here's where I was last time. I have no clue, but I've really put some time into this. Where was I last time? Get some general knowledge from the book of secrets. So part 6 is completely done. There is some back stitching to do, and I'm going to fix Dusty's face just a smidge. But this part is completely done. Can you not? This part is completely done. And it turned out really nice. That big blue flower is a pain in the butt. It's a lot of blue. to stitch. But yeah, so some back stitching in the big blue flower and on the cat's face. And then I started part 7, and I'm almost done part 7. So got all those mushrooms done, almost done the big blue flower down there. There is a crystal ball here that I'm filling in now, and the fox. I'm just doing the fox as called for, not doing any replacements this time. And yeah, I only have like, let me think here. I am at 92%, and I think I only have like 1,700 stitches left. Like, very sorry if I get too statistical. Let me know. I just love my stats. I'll have to show you guys my progress tracker in my tablet someday. So yeah, almost done. Almost done. It has been a journey. It has been a fun journey. This is a really nice, nice sow. Like, she'd give you 2 months per piece. The pieces were relatively small. So yeah, I will definitely have this done by the end of March, which was my goal. And yeah, beautiful. Loved it. I have a plan to finish it. I have a couple of my grandmother's quilting hoops, which are just really large embroidery hoops. And this I think is a perfect size for one of them. So I'm going to finish it in that. And then I might do some, like, making it almost like, you know, people make dream catchers, the hanging bits. Like, I might do something like that with some feathers or scraps of fabric and little bits of like macrame-y type stuff. So that is my plan for finishing. Don't know if that's where it'll go, but I definitely want to finish it in a hoop for springtime, which it's almost done, and we're putting up our spring decorations right now, so perfect timing. Yeah, and I'm stitching this on 18 count, or I'm sorry, 18 count Pansey from Rogue Stitching. Pictures plus Pansey from Rogue Stitching. Bless you, kitten. Dusty's in. We keep all our pillows for the deck and stuff. For not the deck, the frickin' outdoor furniture, patio furniture. And Dusty lays in there as a pillow palace. So she's in there. Beast is running around being very anxious again. Do you need pets? Yes. I know, but I'm not going upstairs yet. That's what she wants. She wants me to go upstairs and, like, save her from having to be down here. All right, I've got 2 new starts. What do we got? I don't remember. Okay, so we'll do this one first. So when I finished up Greetings from Beyond. Wow. Brain empty. I decided I wanted to start something else, and I was going through my, like, what I already had in my pattern stash, and was like, oh, I could do any of these, blah, blah, blah. And I was, like, almost overwhelmed by choice. How you get, like, oh, I want to do everything, so, like, I can't pick. And finally I was like, I've had fabric picked out for this one for a little while. That's going to be the deciding factor. So this is Reliquary by Night Spirit Studios. So second Night Spirit Studios. And this is where I have gotten started. Am I going up or down? This is the upper one. So I was originally loved, like, the splotches. This is called Dishwater Cotton Candy. And it's a remnant again, but it was a pretty decent sized remnant. And I love this cotton candy splashes around the piece. But then when I started stitching, I was like, oh, that is so dark. This fabric is much lighter than I thought. But actually, the more I stitch and get the grays in there, the more I like it. So that is turning out really nice. It's a little start there in the middle. And this is not a huge piece, but I've only worked on it a wee little bit. I'm only like 11% done. And I'm stitching it on 32 count. And yeah, it is turning out great. I think it's going to look really cool. I think it's going to look different. Like, the sample piece is really dark. And I don't know if the lighter color will lighten it up and be really cool, or if it'll just look kind of out of place. We'll see. I really like it. I like moths. I stitch a lot of moths. And he's got a Wichelt skull on him. Little skull. Do it this way, it's easier to see. So, it's a fun stitch. I'm trying to, my stitchy jam is 28 count, but you end up with some really large pieces. So I'm trying to go to 32 count just to size down a little bit. And my eyes don't need like giant magnifying glasses to deal with 32 count. Any smaller, I start to get like eye strain. And my page for Reliquary ended up with these awesome esoteric designs and moths. And then at the back I did a Notre Dame collage with moths. How great is that? So that ended up really good. All right, last new start was an unplanned new start. February 29th was my mom's birthday, and it's always a really maudlin day because my mom's no longer with us. And my dad had called like the night before and was like, "Are you doing anything for her birthday?" And I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, what am I supposed to do? And he always suggests, I don't know how many times I've told him this, he always suggests going to the graveyard. And I'm like, Dad, she's not in a graveyard. My mom was cremated, and she specifically asked for her ashes to be put in the flower beds. Tells you the type of person she was. So I'm like, her ashes they're gone. They're in the flower beds. There's no graveyard to visit. Like, don't know what you want me to do here. I said, I'm just going to be sad. Like, that's just the day. And so I was going, being kind of maudlin on the day of, and I was on Instagram, and Sprouting Lupine released this. And it's part of a series of hers. This is called Golden Hours Nature Walk. And she's got two, this is the second in the Nature Walk series, but it was just like so perfectly, she was like, it's to celebrate leap year, nature, and spring. And I was like, that is so perfect. It was released on leap year, my mom's birthday. It is her colors, golds and pinks. It is to celebrate nature, which she loved immensely. I was like, I gotta go home and stitch this. I gotta start it on her birthday. So I did. It was just like perfect timing, perfect everything. So I got it started on her birthday, and I've done a little bit since. And this is where I'm at. So I got the ginkgo leaf done, these pink buds, a little bit of mushrooms, and a little flower. I'm going to do, the one thing, I don't think my mom would be super into insects, but the cicada is pretty small. There's a cicada up here, and it kind of looks like if I lie to people that don't know, it'll look like a bee. So I'm like, it looks like a cicada, but if you don't know. And so I am stitching this on 28 count Queen Anne's lace from Wichelt. And it is going to turn out really, really pretty. It's a very small. It's like, I think I got 1,100 stitches left on it. Like, it's just a little thing. It's perfect for spring, perfect for my mom. And I don't know how I'm going to finish it. I might just end up framing it and putting it on our wall. But I love it. It makes me think of her. Might end up in my bedroom. But I just am in love with these colors. Like, they're so, like, golden hour is the perfect name for it. Like, that moment when the sun and everything gets just a little bit filtered through with, like, a yellow orange light. Like, so pretty. So pretty. Yeah. So that's a very sentimental new start. I've been in a sentimental mood lately, it feels like. But I'm really enjoying the stitch as well. I like sprouting lupine is getting to be one of my favorite, a new favorite of mine. So I'm definitely going to do more of her stuff in the future. I think that's everything. Okay. That is all my new starts. That is all my stuff. So I've just got a teensy bit of haul. If you're interested in seeing some pretty fabrics, stick around. I got all of these from the Village Sampler where they were, oh, don't expect this, but they were like, you drove all the way from Maryland? And we're like, oh yeah, you guys are kind of the closest. Like we love coming down here. And she's like, well, like she didn't charge me for any little scrappy remnants I got. She like was like, oh, that's 32 inches. Round down, it's 25. I'm like, that's way more than rounding down. She's like, eh. They're so nice there. They're also just like, they have a great stitchy space too. If we lived closer, I would spend so much time there. So let me get all the crinkles, sorry. But it's not coming out of the freaking hole I stuck it in. Alrighty. So, this is how I organize all my fabrics. Got my, like, you know, what I know about it, blah, 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 blah. So, I got a pretty good piece. This they called a remnant. That's a chunk. That is a chunk. This is Light Denim by Atomic Ranch in 14 count Aida. And it is so pretty. I believe they get a lot of their fabrics from Rogue Stitching. So if you really, really like something, that might be a place to find it. I know Rogue Stitching also doesn't do like their wholesale, so they don't put a lot of stuff as like currently available. I think they have a Stashtopia, I think, is their like, hey, we have some of this and you can buy it online. This one is, I'm just gonna open it a little bit because I actually did get a big chunk of this. This one is Wild Mint by Atomic Ranch. It was just such a pretty light blue. My sister her favorite color is this light blue. And so I definitely want to stitch something on this for her. So, and it's also my one cousin's favorite color. I like gift stitching. I have a bunch of gift stitches I'm about to start. I think once I'm done Make Today Magical, I have, and I'm going to get a couple other smalls done. I'm going to start on my Christmas gift stitching for the office, for our team at the office. Which I'll show at the time, and a stitch for my aunt. This is, okay, it's coming off orange. This is blood red. It is cathedral red. And it's called Joy Lynn. I assume it's somebody. By Atomic Ranch. And I was like, vampire stitching. I'm going to do so much gothic shit on this. Now, I kind of wish I had this when I started Reliquary. This would have been, I just realized that. This would have been great for Reliquary. But, that just means I have to stitch more. Devastating prospect. So, I love this color. And I just bought up everything they had of it. Like, because you'll see like, it's got like pieces cut out of it. So it was like on its way to the remnant bin. And I was just like, she's like, well, I just won't count all the little octopus legs off it. And I was like, okay. That seems fair. This one is 16 count Harmony by Picture This Plus. I like this. It was nice, and I mean, it's a very nice purple, but it is also, almost antiqued. Like, it's like a nice faded, almost primitive purple. Like, really, really pretty. Really pretty. So yeah, Harmony by Picture This Plus. I used a gift card from my birthday, and I wiped it out and then paid some. And this was my favorite thing. No idea what to stitch on something. When the fabric gets too busy, I get like worried, but I got to get past that. And so I bought a big chunk of, this is Pistachio by Atomic Ranch, which my sister laughed at me when I realized what the name was, because I love pistachio. And I love it so much. So I need to do, like, I've heard like mixed reviews on Autumn Lane's sals. They're like Queen of the Ocean, Queen of the Forest like sals. I've heard a little bit of mixed reviews on those, but maybe when the the Queen of the Forest is done, so you don't have to deal with the sal part of it, I feel like Queen of the Forest might look really, really pretty on that. I don't know. Lots of ideas. Lots of ideas. I am so happy with what I found there. I could have bought so, like, why does things cost money? Why can't I just have fabric? I could have had so much more. But I'm really pleased with this. I also got some like little pieces that I just didn't show. And I bought a chunk of black. Just some black 28 count linen, I think. Because I work a lot on, I just realized I don't have anything going on black, which is shocking. I work a lot on black, it felt like. So I bought a big chunk of that so I can get some stitching done. So yeah, that is all I have. It was a super fun month. It was a very productive month. I have a bunch of stuff that needs fully finished off, so hopefully I'll have a couple of those for you next time. Yeah. I hope you all are having a wonderful early spring. I guess spring just comes in February now. And I hope everything is just, things are coming alive. I hope all of that is happening for you all. Have a wonderful month. Stay safe, stay sane.